Thanks for joining me today. And we're going to get started by reviewing a little bit of the basic process of mindfulness. So, if we can recap, mindfulness is choosing to put your attention on one specific thing. In doing so, you notice when your mind has wandered, you accept that your mind has wandered, and that's okay in a non judgmental way. You dismiss these distracting thoughts and you return to your original object of intention. Um, the basic process of mindfulness involves setting an intention on what you want to pay attention to and returning your attention to this intention over and over again. Even when we are distracted, we dismiss the distraction non judgmentally and we return our attention to our original intention, which is what we set our minds to. So it's normal for thoughts to wander. Lots of things can distract us, and this is okay because we have many thoughts coming into our minds throughout the day. Like when you're at school, the teacher's explaining a concept to you, you might get distracted and your mind might wander to something else. So, how do you get back on track? How do you refocus your attention to your teacher? Practicing bringing your attention back to focus, on your intention improves your ability to concentrate and to pay attention. So we've been kind of going over this process for the past few weeks. I wish I could speak to you so that I can actually have an interaction and to get your questions and try to answer them as best as I can. But I hope you are kind of understanding the process of mindfulness. So you choose something to pay attention to. That can be anything. It can be our breath. It can be our surroundings. It can be our outdoor surroundings. It can be, you can pick to pay attention to an object that you can hold. It can really, really, really be anything. So let's start. That's in my phone. I have a very, very short mindful breathing exercise called bear breath. So we're going to get started with that. Bear breath. So sit in a comfortable position, crisscross applesauce. You can put your hands on your legs, close your eyes.
Sit up tall and hold your body still. Close your eyes and imagine you're a bear hibernating for the winter. Hibernating means taking a long rest during the cold winter. When bears hibernate, they slow down their breathing and they breathe in and out through their noses. Take a long breath in through your nose and let it all the way out. Take a long breath in through your nose and let it all the way out. Feel how relaxed and warm you are in your cozy bear cave. Take a long breath in through your nose and let it all the way out. Once more, take a long breath in through your nose, let it all the way out, and open your eyes.
So I really like those short little breathing exercises. Oopsie. So I really like those short breathing exercises. They're short and they just help us to focus on our breath. In and out, inhale and exhale, and it's just so calming. And it's just sometimes it's all you need to bring yourself back to the present moment and to calm your mind. So mindfulness is not about having no thoughts. It's about noticing when you are not paying attention to what you have chosen to pay attention to. Accepting without judgment that your mind has wandered, dismissing whatever thought or distraction or physical sensation or anything, whatever has distracted you, to dismiss it and to return your attention to the thing that you have decided that you wanted to pay your attention to. So it's kind of like a training for your mind for focusing and for paying attention. it's a process and it's a practice. You're trying to pay attention to something. Your mind wanders, gets distracted. You notice the distractions. You accept them. You dismiss them non-judgmentally, and then you return your attention to what you're trying to focus on. So to go over that, you decide what to pay attention to. You notice when you aren't paying attention to it. You accept without judgment that you have been distracted. You dismiss what has distracted you, and you return your attention to what you're supposed to pay attention to. So that's the recap. So how has this process been going for you all? Have you been incorporating it into your daily, your day-to-day activities? So maybe how you shower, brush your teeth, or how you examine a new place. Maybe with beginner's eye. Remember beginner's eye, when we go somewhere new, and not we go somewhere new, we see something and we see it like if we are seeing it for the first time. So we see it with a curious eye, with an open eye, and it helps you to really stay present and be grateful. And it brings a new magic to the way you see things. So were you able to complete tasks mindfully? Were you able to go outside and be mindful of your surroundings? Don't forget that you can be mindful anywhere at any time. You can even use your breath to be mindful if you don't have an object or something to visually look at. Mindful breaths involves an inhale through your nose and an exhale through your mouth. Deep into your belly so that you can feel your belly expand like a balloon, and then when you exhale, you can feel your belly return to its normal size and the breath has come out. So you feel your lungs expand and your belly expand. So you're making sure it's not in your chest only, that you're filling your belly, and then you exhale through your nose. And if you really want to be super relaxed, you do an exhale that's twice as long as your inhale. So remember that activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your resting response. So it really calms your mind, it really calms your body. So you would inhale for a count of 4 through your nose, and you would exhale to a count of 8 through your mouth. That activates your parasympathetic nervous system. If you're not sure if you're breathing through your belly, remember the trick is to lie down and put an object on your belly. It can be your phone, it can be a stuffed toy, it can be anything. And as you take a deep breath in, lungs, and your belly extends, you see the item on your belly rise up and down. So that's how you know that the breath is going to your belly. When you see the object on your belly rising and falling or rocking and rolling, you know that you are belly breathing. So you can be mindful of how you brush your teeth, take a shower, dress, breathe, mindful of your surroundings. Inside or outside, you can be mindful of an object. This is a tool that you can really use anywhere at any time. So that's our recap. And today we're going to focus on mindful listening. So mindful listening can be used as a way to quiet the mind, as well as a way to train your ability to pay attention and stay focused. Does anyone know the meditation bell? The bell that we use that really brings us a sense of calm and peace? We use this bell as a signal to quiet down. I actually don't have mine here right now, but I usually ring it at the beginning of class when we did have class together. So it's a signal to quiet down and focus. We use it to end and begin mindfulness skills. When you hear the bell, you know to calm down, quiet your mind, and pay attention. So in just a moment, we are going to try using the bell to practice mindful listening. So we're going to close our eyes and listen to the sound of the bell. So let's sit comfortably, crisscross applesauce, and let our bodies be really still. When you hear the bell, try to focus on the sound and see if you can listen to the sound until it fades away totally. When you can't hear anymore, you can open your eyes. So let's start in a few seconds. Just pulling up lost it. Sorry. Just finding it again. Oh, got it. Okay.
Sit up as tall as you can and pull your belly in. Lift your shoulders up, press them back, and lower them down. Take a breath in and let it all the way out. You'll hear the sound of a bell. Focus all your attention on the sound of the bell and listen to it for as long as the sound lasts. Take a long breath in and let it out. Listen again. Take a long breath in and let it all the way out. Once more, listen to the sound as long as it lasts. Take a long breath in and let it all the way out.
So, I really like that exercise because it's so simple, and just paying attention to the sound of the bell is so mindful because you have to focus and you have to listen for as long as you can hear the bell. So, were you distracted? Did you have any trouble paying attention to the sound of the bell until it stopped? How did you bring your attention back to listening to the bell? Did any other sounds distract you? Maybe birds outside, or a car driving by, or somebody tooting their horn. So these are all things to be mindful of. And don't forget, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm asking these questions just so that you can think about them. You don't even have to verbally answer them. You can just think about them. Think, was I distracted when I was trying to focus on the sound of the bell? If I was distracted, what distracted me? Was I able to bring my attention back to the sound of the bell? How did I bring my attention back to the sound of the bell? Or if I didn't get distracted, how was it listening to the sound of the bell? Did I feel relaxed and calm? So, mindful listening involves focusing your attention on a sound and paying attention to it. And when you get distracted, to dismiss the distraction and to return your attention to the sound. This is really about feeling what it's like to pay attention. Each time we bring our attention back to something and keep it there, whether it's a sound or the breath or the environment or an object, we are strengthening the attention circuits in our brain. So this is a mental thing. This is mental strengthening. So mindful listening is a great way to calm your mind and to focus. You don't need a bell to do the mindful listening. You can simply listen to sounds in the room. So there are so many sounds around us. So you can use sounds in the room to focus your attention. To do this, let's try something out. So let's make a lot of noise for a few moments, okay? Let's make a lot of noise. So you can shout, you can scream, you can jump up, you can say anything. So let's make a lot of noise for a few moments. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and be perfectly quiet while you listen to the sounds that you can hear in the room. Pay attention to the sounds in the room. Okay, open your eyes. Were you able to pay attention to the sounds in the room? What kinds of sounds did you hear in the room? sounds that I heard were birds tweeting outside the window, lots of birds. So that's mostly what I heard. And I did get distracted. I got distracted because I thought I need to check on the screen, and I opened my eyes for a minute. So I did get distracted, but I closed my eyes again and I brought my attention back to listening to the birds. So what was it like for you? What kinds of sounds did you notice? And don't forget, there's no right or wrong. You don't have to answer these questions. You can just think about it. What sounds did you notice when you were paying attention to the sounds in the room? Was it hard for you to pay attention to the sounds in the room? And if you got distracted, what distracted you? And were you able to bring your attention back to the sounds in the room? Let's do it again. Take a deep breath in. Let's sit perfectly still and listen. Okay, open your eyes. What was it like the second time around? Was it harder or easier? Is there anything else you noticed the second time around that you didn't hear the first time? If you got distracted, was it easy to bring your attention back to paying attention to the sounds in the room? So that's an exercise on mindful listening. What sounds did you hear? Did you hear sounds in the room, inside the room and outside the room? Have you ever noticed these sounds before? Did you hear cars driving outside, birds chirping, music playing, water dripping? Did the sounds seem louder or quiet when you stayed silent? Did you recognize what was playing, what was making the sounds? So if you heard like a noise outside, were you able to say, oh, that's a car driving? Or if you heard singing or chirping, you think, oh, that's a bird chirping. So you can kind of pay attention to the sounds and think about them as well. Were you making any of the sounds yourself? Or were you able to stay quiet? So we're going to do a mindful listening video right now. So you can stay in the seated position. I'll be back in one moment to continue the video. Hey, okay, I'm back. So let's get back into our seated position. Crisscross applesauce, eyes closed, and hands resting on your knees. If you want to, though, you can lie on your back for this because it really is a 5-minute meditation. So whatever is comfortable for you is fine. So I'm going to pull it up now. Okay.
One thing we are going to practice today is being mindful of sound. I brought something to help us with that. Would you like to hear what this sounds like? Okay, but we have to get our mindful bodies on. Great job! Would you like to hear it again? Okay, but this time, get your mindful ears on. That means you listen very carefully the whole time. So, See if you can pay attention from the very first moment you hear the bell all the way to the end. Raise your hand when the sound is gone. Since you are so good at this, let's try it one more time with our eyes closed. Let your eyes close. Listen just like you did before to the entire sound and raise your hand when the sound is gone for you. We can also listen this carefully to any sound. There are lots of sounds around you all the time. If you listen very carefully, you might hear things you don't normally hear. Let's keep our mindful bodies on with our eyes closed and listen to the sounds around us. You might hear sounds in the classroom or outside or even in your own body. Raise your hand if you would like to share some sounds that you noticed. You have just learned how to pay attention better.
So you can open your eyes. You can think about some of the things we heard during that meditation. What were some of the sounds that you noticed? Were you able to pay attention to the sounds? If you got distracted, were you able to bring your attention back to focusing on the sounds? So this is all a practice. No one gets it perfect. No one gets it right. Everyone gets distracted. That's okay. It's just training our minds, strengthening our brains to concentrate and to focus and to calm the mind. Without this, our minds just run a mile a minute, and there's no slowing down, and there's no pausing, and there's no calm. So you can open your eyes. Something else I wanted to point out was that the sound of silence. So one of the great things we discover is that even silence is not silent. There are always sounds around you. And that's something I never really thought of until recently. Like there's no such thing as complete silence. Like there can be silence as in no sounds are coming from your body, or there may be, but even if you're fully silent, there are still sounds around you. And it's really, really calming to just pay attention to these sounds, to just listen and observe them. So we're going to do actually a pretty fun exercise right now. So it's called Listening to the Music. So music is a universal language across all cultures, races, and ethnicities. This tool allows you to focus on the sounds of a piece of music and notice things about it. So I'm going to play 2 songs and we are going to listen to them. So the first song is called Peace Like a River. Let me pull it up. Peace like a river. So get into a seated, comfortable position. You can close your eyes. I recommend closing your eyes so that you can, it's just less to get distracted by and you could really focus on your listening. So close your eyes and use your ears. Sit in a comfortable position. So this song is called Peace Like a River. So let's listen to it. Pay attention to it, the words, the sounds, the instruments.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
So you can open your eyes. Think about what you heard in that song. Did you listen to the soothing sound? No, excuse me. Did you listen to the soothing sound of her voice? Did you notice that she said peace like a river and love and then joy? So she changed the lyrics to 3 different verses. Did you notice the rhythmic beat that was steady in the background? Did you listen to hear the harmonica playing in that piece in the middle? I really love that piece. Listening to the instrument. Did you notice that some kids joined in with her singing? Did you notice that at the end a guy joined in? So it was the kids, the lady, and the guy. When the singing was on pause and only the harmonica played, were you able to listen to the harmonica? Did you listen to the words? It's such a calming, relaxing song. I find it really brings a smile to my face. So we're going to listen to one other song. And it's called Colors.
I am green today. I chirp with joy like a cricket song. I am gray today. Gloomy and damp like a morning fog. I am orange today. Loud and messy like finger paint on the wall. I am red today. I've been mad like a playground ball. I am black today. Strong and tall, a great big bear. I am purple today. Bright and happy like a butterfly in the air. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors of the world. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors of the world. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors of the world are in me. I am yellow today. I shine my light out like the sun. I am white today. Soft and quiet like new snow. I am blue today. Calm as glass and cool like the sea. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors of the world. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors of the world. I'm a rainbow today. All the colors of the world are in me. All the colors of the world are in me.
I absolutely love that song. You can take a few minutes to think about what it was like to listen to that song. Did you notice the calming guitar? Did you listen to the words of the song? So each color has a different feeling. So I'm red today, popping mad. Or I'm black today, strong and tall like a bear. Or I'm purple today, bright and happy like a butterfly. I'm a rainbow today, all the colors of the world are in me. I'm blue today, calm and cool like the sea. So those are a few of the colors that I picked out that I really liked. But they went through all different colors and matched them to feelings, and then it said all the colors of the rainbow are in me, which means as human beings, we feel all these different emotions and feelings. We experience all of them sometimes. Sometimes all in one day. Sometimes we feel more one feeling than the other. So I really love this song. Were you able to stay focused on the song and the music when it was playing? What distracted you, if anything did distract you? What distracted you? Were you able to non-judgmentally dismiss the distraction and return to listening to the song? Were you able to notice when the singer sang, or when the piano played, or when the drums stopped? Were you able to notice how you felt when you were listening to the songs? Did you feel relaxed and calm? Did you feel peaceful? So the beautiful thing about mindfulness is that there are so many different ways that you can practice. And ultimately, they're all about paying attention to our breath or to our thoughts, to movements of our body, to sensations, to sounds, and to so many elements in our field of awareness. Mindful listening strengthens our ability to pay attention, and it brings us completely into the present moment. So, because we can only listen to a song in the now. So, anytime you need to calm down, anytime you need to de stress and feel at peace, pull up a song, any song, go into YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, listen to a song and pay attention to it, to the words, to the lyrics and the beat and the melody, to the instruments. And it's so calming to just focus on the present moment by listening to a song. So that's where we're wrapping up our mindfulness piece today. So we're gonna do some yoga. Last week we did some gentle stretching, and today we are going to do a few sun salutations. So I want you to follow along with me. I think Auntie Stacy must have done these with you before, but just in case, I'm going to do them with you. We're only going to do up 3 to 5. So it's just to get your heart pumping and to just like waken up your body a little bit. Okay? So I'll be back in a minute and we will do some yoga stretches, some sun salutations. Okay, so I'm back. So we're going to do a few sun salutations. So to start your sun salutations, I'm not sure which way to show you guys. It's pretty hard to do yoga on a video. I'll try my best. Okay, so take a deep breath in and raise your hands up to the sky. You can interlace your fingers like this and stretch your arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Feel the stretch in your arms and in your shoulders. You can take a deep breath in and exhale to the right. Take a deep breath in, exhale to the left. Take a deep breath in, forward bend, hands to the floor. Hello, earth, hands to the floor. Take a deep breath in and hands to your shins. And exhale, ragdoll, hands to the floor. Relax your neck, relax your head. You can sway side to side. Hands up. Inhale. Hands to the floor. Hands to your shin. Halfway up. Exhale to the floor. Now you're going to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly leaving your neck to last. So you're going to put your hands to the floor and step back into plank. In plank, you put your knees to the floor or not, and we do chaturanga. Lower to the floor, cobra, tuck your toes, downward dog. You can walk your dog out, stretch, Step to the front of the mat by your hands. Take a deep breath in. Hands to your side. Take a deep breath in. Hands to the floor. Step or jump back to plank. Knees to the floor or not. Lower to the belly. Push up into cobra. Tuck your toes. Downward dog. You can walk your dog, stretch the back of your feet, the back of your legs. Step your feet to the front of the mat or to your hands. Take a deep breath in. Hands to your side. Take a deep breath in. Hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward dog. Step to the front of the mat. Hands up to the sky. Back down to your side. Hands up to the sky. Hands down to the earth. Step back to Chaturanga. Cobra. Downward dog. Let's do two more. Step to the front of the mat. Hands up to the sky. Hands down to the side. Hands up to the sky. Down to the floor. Step back to plank. Chaturanga. Cobra. Open your heart. Back to downward dog. Step to the front of the mat. Hands up to the sky. Hands down to your sides. Last one. Hands up to the sky. Hands down to the floor. Step back into plank. Lower your belly. Cobra. Downward dog. Step to the front of the mat. I'll just do one more. Step to the front of the mat. Hands up to the sky. Hands down to your side. Hands up to the sky. Hands down to your mat. Step back into plank. Lower to the floor. Cobra pose. Downward dog. Step to the front of the mat. Hands up to the sky. Hands to your side. Take a deep breath in. Your heart should be racing a little bit, getting your blood flowing, your heart pumping. Take a few breaths in mountain pose. You can lift your hands one more time and down to the floor. Halfway lift, hands to the floor. Let's try a deep squat. And a nice stretch. Next side. Slowly lower down. You can lie all the way to your back in Shavasana. So for Shavasana, lie on your back. You can open your legs hip width apart or wider and your arms as wide as you want. And I'm going to play a lovely soothing song with the ocean sounds for your relaxation. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring yourself back. Open your eyes when you're ready. How do you feel? Calm and relaxed? Were you able to listen to the sounds of the waves at the beach, the crashing on the shore? So mindful listening involves paying attention to sounds in your surroundings. Or it can be to a bell, or it can even be to into silence, which is, there's no such thing as silence really. Or you can just pick a song, pay attention to any song, listen to it, focus on it, because you can only really listen in the now. So you can open your eyes. This week, if you can try once a day to pay attention to the sounds around you. It can be while you're listening to music on your phone, you can just pick a song and really pay attention to it. Or you can just go outside in your garden and sit down and close your eyes and pay attention to the sounds around you from the street or the birds. You can pay attention to any sound because you could only really listen in the now. That's why listening is a great way to be mindful. Thanks for joining me, guys and girls. I'll see you again next week.